right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of The Devil's Due. My name is Carl Duty. I am your host. Court is now in session. With me, as always, is a man who once shot the Invisible Swordsman, Mr. Drew Celestino.
I'd call it luck, but in my experience, there's no such thing as luck. So
There's Three Amigos.
it's fair enough, man.
Invisible Swordsman. That movie's like 30 years old this week.
Wow, I don't feel old at all now. So wait, if you're the host, court is now in session. Am I like the bailiff?
You're asking if you're Bull from Night Court? Is that where this is ultimately going?
He's a little taller than me, I think, but or am I like the stenographer? Because I do the audio editing and stuff, so I kind of am like a recorder.
A little column A, a little column B.
Just checking. Okay.
Here we are again, sir. How are you doing? How was your week?
The week was uneventful, so I guess that's good, right?
I suppose as I take a drink from this coffee you so generously.
We have coffee today. We both have coffee today.
Once again, coffee.
Look at this.
Coffee. Luke Cage.
Coffee. Yeah, I'm a little not under the weather, but yeah, I'm a little tired today as well. I got to work and I was just kind of like, man, I'm tired. Weird. I slept well too, which is terrible. You know, okay, so here's a curious...
So it's just physically tired. You're not sick again.
No, I'm just tired, you know?
Yeah. Believe me, when you hear my week, you'll understand.
Well, you do have the youth. So the curious thing about our show is that we record on a Friday night. So by the time we record again, my weekend, my weekend when stuff usually goes down is past, and I get forgetful. So I have to kind of recalibrate to figure out what the heck happened this week.
Take notes. Dear diary.
People are like, "What are you doing? Writing stuff down for my podcast?" I'm a loser. But no, you know what? If I'm thinking back, the week was pretty uneventful for the most part. That's not a bad thing. It's actually kind of a good thing.
Especially this time of year.
I did attend a Sabres game last Saturday.
And were the Sabres victorious?
They were not, which was a disappointment because they were victorious the game prior against the Rangers.
Yeah,
that was an exciting game. It was awesome.
Eichel's back. They're energized. They're winning
they're playing tonight. We're missing it right now.
Well, we make sacrifices for the people.
We do. And then, so they crapped a bit against the Bruins at the game I was at on Saturday, and then they proceeded to win again the following game, I think. I could be wrong. Yeah, they played Edmonton.
Yeah.
No. They played Washington, lost. Then they played Edmonton and won, which was a super exciting game. So anyway, and then what else Saturday? Oh, I saw a movie on Saturday. See, it's all coming. There we go. We're coalescing now.
It's coming back to me now.
I saw.
I'm singing Celine Dion.
Yep. Yeah, you go over there with that. I saw Arrival on Saturday.
Yeah, how was it?
That was good.
Good?
Yes. Amy Adams, Jeremy Renner, Forrest Whitaker. Smart sci-fi
Hawkeye,
movie.
Lois Lane, and Ghost Dog.
You got it.
All right.
You got it, dude. Smart sci-fi movie. No, Randy Quaid did not show up in the third act to fly his plane into the ship. It was...
He'll fly. He's pilot.
Yeah. It's a whole movie about communication and lack thereof, and sorting out an alien language and bringing people together in a way. And it's also about time and space, and it's pretty good. Pretty good. It's like you know what it was like? It was like a really good episode of Star Trek.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So I would recommend. Absolutely would recommend. If you like thoughtful sci-fi. Also clever film.
Sci-fi in the form of concepts and ideas more than action and adventure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
To me, the best sci-fi does play on concepts and ideas and not action and adventure.
Yeah.
Also good film making. So good performances and also very clever construction as a film.
The director was?
I don't know his name,
okay.
But it was very good. And I would recommend. Well worth your time.
Alrighty.
And then the week was pretty uneventful, like I said. So that's a good thing. There you go. Cool. That's the week, man. I made chili on Monday. First chili of the year.
Nice.
Yes.
I haven't made chili in a long time. I make a pretty kick-ass 3-meat Guinness chili.
That's a hell of a chili.
Yeah. Bacon, hamburger, and pork sausage.
Used my regular recipe. Well, here's the thing. I have a regular recipe, but I've been backing off of that lately, and I've been doing just straight-up beer chilies. So I used one of my Chocovesa inspired stouts in the chili, and it was fantastic. So
I do like the flavor of the Guinness lens to the chili.
Well-
Although I'm not opposed to trying different beers. In the
dude,
chili.
throw any beer in there. Well, except for a light lager. Don't use a Dos Equis or something like that. Use a like a brown ale. An IPA might be good, but I've never actually tried it. But stouts are guaranteed just because they're so robust. You're going to get some nice roastiness in there.
Yeah.
So my stout was fantastic because it already had the peppers and the cinnamon kind of infused in the beer. So add that to the peppers and all the cumin and chili powder and diced chilies and
Nice.
all the goodies I put in the chili anyway, and you got yourself a fine chili.
Sounds delicious.
It was. Maybe, perhaps, someday I'll be nice and do a kitchen stew segment on it, but we'll see.
Yeah, we gotta get back to those
Chili-
kitchen stews and brews.
Yeah. So that's my week. You, sir. Oh, God. That's not what... Oh. Mandatory overtime doesn't apply to the podcast, Carl.
But things stepped up a notch this week, sir.
Oh?
So we had mandatory overtime, which is 2 hours each day, going in 2 hours early, waking up 5 a.m. Sunday night,
Sunday.
Julie utters the fearful words,
I'm pregnant?
I'm not feeling so good.
Oh, no.
No, we are firmly one and done.
Okay. Just checking.
No. Despite what my mother would like,
Yeah.
despite what
Yeah.
other people have said,
Yeah.
because William's pretty freaking adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Nope. No. Hell no.
Okay.
Hell no. Not doing that again. Not putting my wife through that again. But no, Sunday night she's like, I'm not feeling good. I'm like, all right. She got a stomach bug.
Oh.
She got a bad stomach bug.
So she slept in the bathroom?
So for 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I was doing, pun intended, double duty.
I'm slow clapping in my head right now.
Taking care of my wife, taking care of my son. I'm not complaining about this because obviously I love them both, but when you couple that with the mandatory overtime, I was coasting on mental and physical fumes today at work. I was just like, I'm shot.
Well, it's a good thing we had some fun stuff that happened in the morning to kind of perk you up maybe a little bit.
Some stuff we're going to
We'll
talk
get to
about
that.
to get to news. Trying to think what else happened this week.
Mostly stuff we're going to talk about in the news, unless it's you
pretty
personally.
much. It's mostly just the fun stuff that happened.
Yeah.
That was pretty much my week. We've got mandatory overtime coming up again this week, but I have Thursday and Friday off because Thursday is my birthday and Friday is Star Wars.
I have good
Rogue
news
One.
about that, by the way. But
You do?
before I forget, every time you say mandatory overtime, all I can think of is Mandatory Suicide by Slayer. Every time you say it, all I can hear is mandatory. Good song.
You say potato. I
Yeah,
say-
yeah. Great tune, man. So the good news about Star Wars. Remember,
Yeah.
I think last week I resigned myself to saying that I wasn't going to catch it on opening weekend.
Yeah. Because you got a show Friday night.
Yeah,
right?
I got the Friday night.
Which means we got to reschedule our recording.
Yes, we do. We have to figure all that out. So Friday night, the Long Cold Dark is performing at Stamps in Tonawanda, near you, sir.
Ooh.
Come on out. It's a good lineup. So I want to make a little pop in. And then Saturday we have a little dinner party. Not one, but two dinner parties happening for Christmas. Which reminds me, I got to go get a little something for White Elephant. Oh boy. So the weekend is basically like a whole cluster of like, well, I wasn't going to see Star Wars. Well, I'm slick like this because I'm often stingy with my days off at work.
Yeah.
I realize that I have 2 days remaining before the end of the year. Otherwise, I lose them. So I got to burn these up. So I took Friday and Monday off. So I got a little 4-day weekend coming my way.
Nice.
And Friday at noon, I will be going to see Star Wars at the Walden Galleria.
You see it before me, you bastard.
I will avoid any spoilers.
Appreciate
Probably.
that. Just like shoot me a text, thumbs up, thumbs down.
I'll
Well, let's be honest. It's probably going to be thumbs up.
probably. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
The
I gotta go on media lockdown right now, though, man. Every time I go to like one of my favorite sci-fi news websites, they have new headlines that are semi-spoilery. It's like they're not full blown, but it's kind of like new footage shows this. Like, dude, I don't want to see anything else. I'm good. I want to have something left to be excited about when I get in the theater.
Yeah. They came out this week. I've been kind of picking up Star Wars Battlefront again, and crazy fun game. It is probably the best Star Wars video game ever made.
Wow.
I know that's not the highest bar in the world.
Yeah, Rogue Leader and Rogue Squadron were pretty damn good.
Your Super Nintendo games and whatnot, and the computer games,
the GameCube ones. I mean, they were
TIE Fighter. Yeah, so it's not as low a bar as like superhero games per se, but it's kind of middling bar. But they came out with the Rogue One expansion pack, which is cool because it's not like there's no spoilers in it.
I was gonna say, how do they handle that exactly?
Well, it's basically here are the environments, here are the
like the beaches and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Before the movie comes out.
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah. So there's you can be each expansion pack they've come out with. There are new heroes that if you find the right icon, you can become a hero.
So who was included for Rogue One?
For Rogue One, it was Jyn Erso.
Yep.
And the Imperial dude in the cape.
With the white uniform?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I don't know his name, but
which in a beach jungle setting is easy as hell to pick out when he's running around.
Kind of like stormtroopers in the jungle.
Yeah, but what's cool is what they added on the game is that some heroes have escorts. So, like, if someone's a hero,
escorts.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
Is that what they're calling them?
I'm not talking about the dancing Twi'lek in Jabba's palace. Like for the Imperial guy, there's also an option if you die and respawn at the right time, you can pick to be a Death Trooper.
Oh, okay.
Instead of a standard Stormtrooper.
Sure.
For like the Emperor,
I hope they have better aim with a name like that.
I'm hoping too. And for the Emperor, it's like the Royal Guards.
Oh, okay.
Be them, so it's cool.
They would also stick out in the jungle.
Yeah, that game's crazy fun. I was kind of peeved about because my mom got me the season pass for my birthday last year, so I got all the download packs, the Outer Rim, which is cool because like inside Jabba's palace, a lot of the boards, and there's a lot to like condensed corridors, makes for a lot of fun.
Sure.
There's Bespin, which is more open area, the Death Star, which is my favorite one, and then now Rogue One. So. I know they're probably going to come out with a sequel to Battlefront, in which I hope there are some changes that are made to it, but right now it's just a lot of fun game.
Cool. Nice.
Alrighty, those are our weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you would like to tell us about your weeks, ask us questions, communicate with us in any way, shape, or form, and we do accept Messenger Pigeon, you can reach us at the following multimedia outlets. You can follow us on Twitter at Devils Do Pod. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Devils Do Pod. You can email us at thedevilsdopod@gmail.com, and you can go to our website, thedevilsdopodcast.com, to find all this information. That being said, batter up.
Oh, game 4 is on.
Game 4
cross-examination
is on. Cross-examination, I believe last week Alan went first, so this week Jay will lead off.
We are, of course, referring to the World Series of cross-examination.
Yes. Here we go. For Jay's...
Alan is up 2-1, by the way.
Yes. And again, this is a must-win for both of them.
It's all a must-win. Every game's a must-win.
Jay's question for both of us.
Okay.
You're stranded on a desert island with 27 other people.
27, okay.
Last one standing can leave. The rules are based off of one of the following fighting movies. Many of these rules that are spotty at best, so use your imagination. Which one do you choose? Best of the Best 2.
Oh.
Bloodsport. Enter the Dragon.
Okay.
The Karate Kid. Mortal Kombat.
Hands down, Mortal Kombat. I have to murder my enemies in that game. It's the only way.
Yeah, but
everything else is kind of nebulous. Like Enter the Dragon, I might get a claw, and I might have to fight in a Hall of Mirrors or something. But other than that, there's not a mandate to kill. Likewise with Bloodsport, arguably, we do get to dip our hands in honey and glass. That's kind of cool.
No, Bloodsport was the Kumite. You're talking about Kickboxer.
Oh, I mixed. They're the same movie.
Yeah. All right.
Which one has Bolo in it?
It's Bloodsport.
I like Bolo. He's good.
Go!
But Mortal Kombat, though...
When you think about it, though, Mortal Kombat is essentially Enter a Dragon. The movie.
Kind of.
The plots of the film.
With a touch of Big Trouble in Little China and other
Here's my
stuff.
thing, though. This is us.
Yeah.
We're not playing characters. We're not... It's you and I.
Yeah.
We're stranded on an island.
Yeah.
It's last man standing,
Okay.
So
that means, eventually I'm going to have to kill you.
I'm saying the Karate Kid... Because it's just based off points. We don't have to kill anyone.
But we still have to get points.
Yeah.
And a shot to the groin is not going to get us any points. And that's all I have.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I've got the shot to the groin also, and maybe some biting, possibly some scratching. Don't be afraid to use your nails, boys.
Oh, boy.
But all these other options, like if we lose in the Karate Kid, we're still alive. We're in a little bit of pain, but we're still alive. All the other options, we dead.
But I get to fight in Mortal Kombat, though.
Okay. You fight Mortal Kombat.
I will.
You have fun with that.
I will.
I'm going to stay alive and fight in Karate Kid.
Good luck with that.
All right.
Johnny's tough.
Okay. All right. Here, my question.
Carl.
Yes.
Jay asks, you are given the reins of a new Jaws video game. You only have the likeness rights to certain characters. 12-year-old Michael Brody, the helicopter pilot at Cable Junction, 33-year-old Sean Brody immediately after his arm is bitten off, Quint, Thea, and the Shark Hunter guys from Jaws 3. How would the game be structured, and what is the end game?
I'm going to make a classic-style JRPG.
I like it.
Not completely unlike the Jaws the Revenge Nintendo game, where you had to travel around the islands in the boat to try and encounter the shark. But we're going to make Amity much bigger. It'll be the land of Amity.
Okay.
And the 33-year-old Michael Brody...
Minus an arm.
Minus an arm is going to be the worst character to have because you just have to constantly heal him.
Okay.
He has no attack.
Okay.
It's just you have to stop him from dying.
Okay.
So yeah, that'll be my game. What do you
That's the
think?
game
Would you
mechanic,
play
huh?
it?
Keep healing
Yeah.
Michael. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Alright.
That's fair. What's the end game?
Jaws.
Kill the shark?
Is it? Yeah.
Okay.
But like he becomes like in the tradition
Of the JRPG.
of the JRPG, you fight, standard Jaws.
So he has many forms.
Then yes.
Okay,
Then
good.
he evolves into Jaws the Revenge Jaws.
Okay.
And then he evolves into Jaws 3 Jaws.
Whoa, wait, that's like a regression,
Jaws
is it
3
not?
Jaws was the biggest one.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
And then he evolves into like Megalodon.
So
Jaws.
like Sephiroth Jaws.
Yeah.
The one-winged angel.
Wings and stuff and
Okay.
gum and stuff at the store.
Can he be like Kefka at the end of Final Fantasy VI, where he's like literally like a 6-story tier monster, where you
Sure.
fight one tier, then you move up, and it's another tier?
Sure.
Okay.
His attack will be he fires the baby Jaws from Jaws 3 out of his mouth at you.
All right, that'll work.
Drew,
Yes.
you need to escape the following situation with 0 incident. Rank them from easiest to hardest.
Okay.
Mel Gibson in a New York City Jewish deli.
Okay.
Ed 209 at a gun show in Alabama.
Wow.
Jules and Butch Coolidge at Vincent Vega's wake. Roman Reigns at a Ring of Honor show.
I have to escape these? Hang
You
on.
have to escape
I have to
these
escape these?
without incident.
Without incident. Okay. Easiest to most difficult to easiest, or how do you want this?
Easiest to most difficult.
Easiest to most difficult. I'm Roman Reigns wait. Oh, I get it. I don't have to escape. These people have to escape. Right?
Oh, read the question.
No, it says, I need to escape the following situation. Okay. All right. Never mind. So, easiest to most difficult. Easiest. Roman Reigns at the Ring of Honor show. I'm just going to leave. I'm just walking out. Bye, Roman.
Will it be without incident?
Yeah. I'll boo him and I'll leave. That's that simple. Let the marks stay and watch him. They can stay and boo the match. I'm not even going to watch the match. I don't care.
Okay.
Next easiest to leave. I'm going to go with Jules and Butch at Vincent Vega's. What am I afraid of here? Like, it's a wake. It's a pretty solemn occasion. I mean, granted, there's some gangster stuff going on, and there's, someone's going to want answers as to how Vincent got killed. I don't know that anyone really knows that.
Yeah, we don't know.
Butch cleaned up pretty well.
Yeah, we don't know if Jules knows that Butch killed him.
Exactly. And does Jules even care? Does Jules Jules gave up the life? So yeah, I think that'd be a pretty safe affair to escape. Mel Gibson and the New York Jewish Deli. I think here's the thing. It sounds dicey, but Mel's on that whole redemption tour thing right now.
Yeah.
So he might be swallowing a lot of anger, but the cameras are always watching, and he's got to behave himself now.
Yep.
So, that's where we are with Mel now. So, but Ed 209 at the gun show, look, just because RoboCop pulled up at the end of the movie with a Cobra gun and lit Ed 209 up, one shot,
yep.
And just because Ed 209 can't do stairs doesn't mean that Ed 209 doesn't know a gun when he sees it, and doesn't mean that he will not fire upon seeing said gun.
Yeah.
He's very effective at that.
Yeah.
Just ask Mr. Kinney.
Yep.
What's left of Mr. Kinney.
Mm-hmm.
And also Robo got Robo got handled pretty easily until the stairs saved him.
Yeah.
So
he got pretty, saw his eyeball.
Yeah. So despite the fact that Ed 209 doesn't work that well, at least in terms of its intelligence and its ability to navigate, stairs. A lot of guns at a gun show. There's going to be bullets flying. It's going to be tough to get out of there.
Would you say there's guns?
I would say that.
Alrighty.
And so would Clarence. There you go.
All right.
Thank you, Jay.
Those are Jay's questions.
Strong. Good showing.
Alan.
Good inning.
Okay. Alan's question for both you and I.
Okay.
Rank the following games.
He's ranking questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys, step outside the box.
Oh, okay. Go on.
Rank the following games in terms of frustration.
Oh.
Battletoads, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, Top Gun, Ninja Gaiden, Mega Man, Ghost and Goblins.
How many games are there here?
Silver Surfer, and Konami or Contra minus the Konami code.
All right, I can tell you. Let me top of my head, the easiest, and I'm using this is a nebulous term in this.
Yeah.
But the easiest games in that listing, if I can see it real quickly.
There you go.
Contra, believe it or not, without the code, is easier than you think it is.
Yeah. Once you get the handle of the game, you're good.
Likewise, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. It's all timing based. There are little tricks.
Timing.
So those two, I'm going to say, are the frustration level minimal.
Yeah.
After that, I got to be honest here. You got a real murderer's row here.
Yeah.
There is no rank. Well, Mega Man.
See, the thing is, like,
Mega Man stands a little bit above.
All the games remaining are really good games, except for Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer was just a god awful game.
Yeah.
So that's frustrating on a different level.
Sure,
that's
we'll put that one at the
like,
bottom.
This game is terrible.
Yes,
I don't care enough to continue to try.
Yeah. I can't rank the rest. They're all pretty challenging and cheap.
I have to say the most frustrating is probably Ghosts and Goblins. Only because of that game is friggin' hard.
It's hard, and then you beat it, and then they ask you to beat it again.
Do it again.
Yeah, it's like it's hard and it's insulting.
Yeah, I would say Ghosts and Goblins, Battletoads, Ninja Gaiden, Mega Man, Top Gun.
Yeah, because even the plane, it can be landed.
Yeah.
Not easily.
Yeah.
But it can be
the
landed.
The game itself is relatively easy.
Yes.
It's landing.
Yeah.
It's the hard part.
Right.
Yeah, then Contra and Silver Surfer.
I would agree with this.
All right. Drew.
Yes.
A demon.
Don't ask me to rank anything.
A demon grants you a wish, but at a price, so choose carefully.
Ooh, monkey paw.
Spend a day with Shigeru Miyamoto at Nintendo HQ, but his voice has been replaced with Fran Drescher's voice.
Okay. Japanese
So,
man with Fran Drescher.
broken English Fran Drescher.
Oh. Okay.
Spend time with Grant Morrison,
Yeah.
but he has really bad flatulence, and you are forced to smell them.
Like he forcibly puts my face. Okay.
Probably.
Okay.
You have backstage free passes to all Metallica concerts anywhere in the world. But you have to get shot in the balls with a paintball gun in an infinite time loop after each concert.
Oh. Wow. Is there that's my rank? That's it?
Those are your choices.
Holy God. Well, they're all kind of sliding scales of terrible. I guess I would choose to hang out with Miyamoto with Fran Drescher's voice. It sounds the most tolerable. Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to smell Grant Morrison's flatulence. Seems weird.
Dude talks to farts, man.
Yeah, like, and then we want to keep the equipment in working order here. And I love Metallica and all, but I love my person more.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So Miyamoto.
Yes, we're gonna hang out with Miyamoto. We're gonna make a new game together.
So quick question before you get to my questions.
Yes.
You saw the Miyamoto.
We can talk about that in news if you want.
No, we can talk about that, but just a quick side. You saw the Miyamoto playing with
Sure did.
the Tribe Called Quest, the
Yes.
Tonight Show and everything.
That's actually the Roots, sir.
I'm sorry, Roots. Could Questlove look any more bored? I enjoyed it. It was fun to listen to. He just looked very bored.
These are professional musicians.
And the song's very basic.
They're session guys, and I would imagine any session guy is probably bored with 90% of what he's asked to do.
Okay.
Honestly.
All right.
I could never be a session player because I would be bored all the time.
Okay. My question from Alan.
Okay, that I'm not talented enough to be a session guy. But anyway, Carl.
Yes.
Greatest Christmas movie not named Die Hard. I like the quantifier. Okay, ready? It's a Wonderful Life, Christmas Vacation, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Scrooged, Bad Santa, and Rocky IV.
That's tough. I have to give a disclaimer.
Ooh.
A disclaimer that may have an effect on our friendship. So I'm going to take back my very expensive phone before I say this.
Have you never seen any of these movies or something?
No, I've seen them all.
Okay.
I have strict guidelines as to what is classified as a quote-unquote Christmas movie and what is not a Christmas movie.
Okay.
Like, for example, to me, It's a Wonderful Life. I love it.
Yeah.
It's not a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas movie. It
No,
takes
it's
place
not.
during Christmas.
It takes place during Christmas, but
That's all you need.
It's not about Christmas.
Doesn't have to be.
Christmas is just... I'm just saying, I'm not forcing my views on anyone. So to me, It's a Wonderful Life, Home Alone, Die Hard, not Christmas movies. Just happen to take place at Christmas.
What qualifies as a Christmas movie?
Scrooged, definitely. How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
That just takes place during Christmas.
It's about Christmas.
No, it's not. It's about a guy who's a jerk who turns into a non-jerk.
It's a Christmas Carol. The movie is a Christmas Carol.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like,
that's a Christmas movie. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Christmas movie. What else is on here? Bad Santa. Bad Santa might walk. Christmas Vacation is a Christmas movie because it's about Christmas.
Die Hard's about Christmas.
Die Hard is not about Christmas. Die Hard is about a terrorist takeover of a corporate building that happens to take place
during Christmas. That's right.
So the movie is about a terrorist takeover of a corporate building and John McClane dealing with said takeover. It is not about Christmas.
It's about a family reuniting during Christmas through extreme circumstances. What's more Christmassy than that?
You say tomato. I say Die Hard's not a Christmas movie.
It's the quintessential Christmas movie.
No. So yeah, again, these are my guidelines. I know I'm in the minority, but I have standards.
Man, you're fun at parties.
I am fun at parties, dude. I'm gonna say probably Scrooged. Yeah, out of all these, Scrooged. It's so great. It's such.
I'll give you a thumbs up on Scrooge, but man.
I know.
Speaking of Scrooge, jeez.
I'm just saying.
All right. Well, now that on that down note, who won? I think Jay has tied it up.
Jay's combo question was good. I think he kind of faltered on the individual questions.
Yeah, but
because think of how quickly you breeze through the selections of yours.
Yeah.
You're just like, I'll leave. I
had more fun, though.
Alan's questions were good.
Alan's questions had heart.
Yeah.
But Jay's questions has had football in the groin.
My groin. I think this is... Now, I'm not saying that they did bad. I'm just saying that from both of them, these questions are probably their weakest offerings.
Ooh, you said it, not me.
Yeah, I own it. They're not bad. They're just not up to par with what's come previously. That being said...
Yeah,
I have to give it to Jay.
There you go.
I have to give it to Jay because the combo question was really good.
We got a tie.
Series tied up 2-2.
2 games apiece, man.
Come back next week.
Look at this.
Game 5. Must win.
They're all must wins. We got a series on our hands, folks.
All right.
That's it, though? No other listener questions?
No other listener questions.
No one loves us.
I'm okay with. We got a great show for everyone this week, and we got a lot of stuff.
Based on the first 30 minutes, boy, I hope listeners think so too.
All right, time to get into the case files for some news. As we discussed the past 2 episodes, there were rumors abound that Capcom this past weekend at PlayStation Experience and Capcom Cup was going to be unveiling a new Versus game in the Marvel vs. Capcom series.
Your statistics on this have been wildly wrong for the last 2 weeks.
Yes. They start out at very low percentage, and then generally, as more reliable sources were reporting it, they raised up. And
yeah.
As it turns out, the reliable sources were correct because at the end of Capcom Cup, Capcom unveiled Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Now, this is...
So not 4.
No, it's not Marvel vs. Capcom 4. This appears... I don't want to say necessarily a reboot. I will simply say a new entry into the Marvel vs. Capcom series because Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and 3, the gameplay setup has been teams of 3. It's been 3 versus 3.
Okay.
And you've had assists, what are called assists, which means each team member you have, if you hit like a certain button combination, they come in really quick, perform a move, and then jump out.
All right.
So, like, you would hit, like, if you had, say, for example, Akuma on your team, he's got a very powerful assist in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It's his, what they commonly refer to as his Tatsu. It's his Hurricane Kick.
Okay.
He comes in, does Hurricane Kick, jumps out. So, the assist will allow you to extend combos, things like that. This game is looking to be more throwback to, like, the first versus games like the X-Men versus Street Fighter, the Marvel versus Street Fighter, the first Marvel versus Capcom, where it's 2 versus 2.
Okay. Tag team style.
Yes, but there are no assists. There are 2 trailers that came out. One is kind of the cinematic trailer, and the second was a gameplay trailer. Now, the characters that have been announced for Capcom is the much demanded return of Mega Man X, Ryu, of course, and Morrigan from Darkstalkers.
Wonder why she was much demanded. I couldn't imagine why.
I can think of 2 reasons why.
Yeah.
The Capcom characters that have been announced are, not surprisingly, Iron Man, Captain America, and Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Carol Danvers.
Yes, sir.
Captain Marvel.
She's making her video game debut before her movie debut.
Yeah. Video game debut, was she in Ultimate Alliance? She may have been one of the...
But she might have been... She wasn't yet Captain Marvel at that point. She was probably still
Miss Marvel. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. The gameplay looks very reminiscent. It still has kind of the speed of the Versus series.
Okay.
But the technique of it seems very reminiscent of the Street Fighter X Tekken game that came out a couple years back. So now you've seen the announcement trailer and you've seen the gameplay trailer. What are your I know you're not a huge fighting game
No, it looks... I'm not, but it looks cool. 3D, which I'm mixed about with, given that it's a Capcom.
It's 2D game style with 3D models.
Yeah.
So
I miss...
You like the sprites.
I miss sprites, man. Sprites are my jam.
Yeah, good sprite games.
I feel like we live in an age of HD now where you could have the most glorious sprites imaginable. Like, and we're gonna...
Well, hold on now. Their anime fighters are still sprites, and they are.
But I don't like anime,
gorgeous.
I don't watch anime.
Well, no, they're not. They're anime fighters in that their art style is anime. It's not like based off anime properties.
Sure.
They're like Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue. These games are absolutely gorgeous, and they're hand drawn.
I think one of the recent SNK games used sprites in really, really high quality sprites.
Yes,
and they looked great.
The previous, not the King of the Fighters that came out this year, the couple that came out previous to this were absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, see, I like sprites.
No, I get it. I can go either way.
It all depends how it plays, of course.
Yeah, and people are excited.
Sure.
Now, another part about this, we speculated last week that the X-Men and Fantastic Four characters were not going to be included in the game because of the game was going to be like Marvel Cinematic Universe focused, licensing things like that. This is me making the motion of throwing the papers up in the air saying I'm not speculating on any of that stuff anymore because a reputable source came out saying that the X-Men and Fantastic Four characters are locked to be in the game, but not at initial release as downloadable content.
This is the Fox DLC Pack 1.
Yeah. The characters you will never see in a Marvel film.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's kind of... The fans get to enjoy those properties, the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, at a little additional cost.
Yeah.
So they're not being completely removed. So it's good that they're not being completely left out in the cold.
Yeah.
But it does also kind of lend credence to Marvel's, and I'm using air quotes, alleged policy of not licensing the X-Men or the Fantastic Four easily.
The way these licensings work is so confusing.
I don't like it.
Like there's movie licensing, there's video game licensing, there's...
Basically, it comes down to the fact that the movies are kind of... They are the dog wagging... How does it... Which way do we wag here, Carl? The tail wags the dog when something stupid dictates the greater good.
Okay.
I don't know which way this is going, but basically Marvel's cinematic efforts and the licenses they're in are now kind of dictating how Marvel licenses out their properties everywhere else. So I'm not totally surprised that they're not going to be included in the core game. I'm happy that they're going to be some kind of DLC, but obviously Marvel is not going to give you X-Men or Fantastic Four in a big high-profile media outlet. Because they're just not doing that.
I'm really hoping They do this with some Marvel games that have come out over the past years. They don't do it with all of them. They definitely did it with Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I'm definitely hoping for some fan service as far as alternate costumes go.
Oh, sure.
Because, like, for example, for Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, you could do the, you had your standard Cap costume, and then I believe you had a Cap costume with the classic shield, like the diamond,
the one he couldn't
shield.
throw.
Yeah, but he threw in the game, and then you had the super soldier costume.
Okay.
Which was just like the military pants with the boots and the shirt with the emblem that kind of looked like the Air Force emblem. I always loved that redesign. I thought it was kind of what he wore in Winter Soldier.
Yeah. No U.S. agent outfit? Come on.
Not in... wait, I think there might have been a U.S. agent
Okay, now we're talking here.
Like Hulk had Planet Hulk armor.
This is all good.
And like Jean Grey had Grant Morrison, like black...
Oh, okay. Yeah, turtleneck and all that.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
So, yeah, I'm hoping we get that. Okay, so there was that. Then there was what I feel personally, this is just me. I know I'm in a vast minority on this. What the most exciting announcement of PlayStation Experience was Windjammers is coming to PlayStation 4.
You're like
yes.
I think you're one of like 12 people.
Dude, seriously, this game has like a cult following.
That cult is 12 people large.
But
you're vocal.
Seriously, when this game comes out, I'm having you over the house. I'm having Alan over the house, and you guys are going to experience the glory.
It's Frisbee, right?
The insanity.
2-on-2 Frisbee?
That is Windjammers.
Okay.
There is a Frisbee involved. I would not go so far as to say it is Frisbee.
It's like dodgeball Frisbee. Am I wrong?
It's like not really. It's like Tron.
Okay.
Tron meets tennis.
I kind of remember it now.
With superpowers.
Yeah. This was an SNK game?
This came out on the Neo Geo originally, but it's never been included in any like the Neo Geo collections that have come out because it's not an SNK game.
Oh.
It was done by Data East.
Oh, they're defunct, so.
They're long defunct. Their dudes are no longer bad.
Oh.
And Karnov went away with them.
Oh.
Yeah.
They made the RoboCop arcade game,
They did make the RoboCop arcade game, which was great.
And the Back to the Future pinball game, I believe.
Did they
They did a lot of great stuff, man.
Did you have the NES RoboCop adaptation?
I did, and I do.
It was pretty solid. I mean, graphically, it wasn't going to be up to the.
It's okay.
Were you the only one? Was I the only one? And I'm guessing the answer is no. Who was asking while they were playing the RoboCop arcade game? RoboCop. Why don't you just keep your gun out
all the time? It's a good question. I don't know.
Why?
Because video games. Because we got to get them.
Why you got to be all punchy?
I don't know. Because there was that one scene in the movie where he punched the guy out the window. Remember?
Yeah, and punched through the wall.
And he punched through the wall, and and let's see, who else did he punch? Oh yeah, he punched Clarence around a bit when he started chucking him through the windows and stuff.
Yep, throwing and whatnot.
Anyway, Data East, man, pour one out for Data East. So Windjammers is coming out. Okay,
Windjammers is coming out. They haven't announced a release date yet, which is frustrating because I want to know.
And will that have now? Will this be a remake or the OG game?
It's a port.
So
yeah, it's not a remake. It's just the original. Yeah,
but online multiplayer.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
So you're gonna have some fun with those other 12 people. That's good. It's good.
It's more than 12.
Okay, 13.
Listen, I won. In the Rumble of the Tundra fighting game tournament, they always had a Windjammers tournament. I won 2 years in a row.
To me. That's amazing.
Would have three-peated. I'm confident I would have three-peated had, the tournament not been held on my anniversary. Observe my anniversary with my wife, whom I love deeply.
Amen.
And I do not regret celebrating my anniversary with my wife. I do regret the money I would have won.
What does a Windjammers tourney pay?
I think one year was like $60.
Okay.
Another year was like
respectable.
$80.
It's money.
$10 an entrant, something like that. So.
It's cash. I'll take it.
Yep.
So you'll take it, or you won't.
I'll take it. Take all the money. I posted on the Buffalo Fighting Game Facebook page when they announced it. I said, Windjammers announced for PS4. I am now accepting applications for second place. There are very few things in life I am cocky about.
So certain are you?
There are very few things in life I'm cocky about. I am an exceptionally good Windjammers player.
Well, good luck with that.
You just got to defend the wall.
All right. I'll take your word for it.
All right.
Something else kind of cool happened. We briefly touched on, I think, Mr. Miyamoto playing the Mario song with the Roots.
Yeah.
There was a reason why he was there.
Yeah, because I you know what? I was going to post this on your Facebook wall, but knowing your burning hatred for Jimmy Fallon, I was like, leave that alone.
He's worthless, that guy.
He's a great showman.
He's happy to have a job, and NBC knows it. Put it that way.
He kind of took
he's easily
the
controlled.
Tonight Show back to what it originally was, like early Johnny Carson days. And I get a kick out of that.
He couldn't hack it anywhere else, and NBC knows that he's easily satiated, so he'll do their bidding, and he'll like it, and so will you, America. Not a Jimmy Fallon fan. In any case,
this Drew hatred brought to you by.
I will say this much for him: that he does seem to show a genuine enthusiasm for video games, and I appreciate that. So I did like seeing him giddy like a schoolgirl over not only Super Mario Run, which I don't care about necessarily because it's a mobile game and I just don't play games on my phone. But after that, they went ahead and debuted the Nintendo Switch on American TV.
Yeah,
this was the first time we saw it outside of the little Nintendo-made sizzle reel commercial, which it was all probably props and not actual gameplay. Whereas now,
showing the system being used in a way that's probably never going to be used.
Oh, I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see how
used. Well, yeah.
I have the same thoughts on the Switch that I had when Apple announced the iPad.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this will be a success. I'm interested to see where it finds its place.
And its place is pretty ubiquitous nowadays. Although, ironically, not to get off topic of the Switch, but iPad it still is. Tablets are a big deal.
Yeah.
They're becoming less of a big deal now that phones have kind of gotten larger.
Yeah, the line's getting blurred between the two. But it was just interesting to see, like, okay, this does a lot of cool stuff, but where's it kind of going to fit in? Where's it going to find its place? And it's found its place all over the place.
Sure.
But yeah, Switch is looking solid.
Yeah, it's real. It's very real.
And we saw some Breath of the Wild.
Now,
you thought I was going to say Breath of Fire.
Yeah, there's precedent. Dude, I'm not overly blown away. Well, I am blown away by Breath of the Wild, but I wasn't overly blown away by the gameplay footage they showed because it wasn't anything we haven't seen before. But what impressed me most was they said, okay, here's Breath of the Wild running on the Switch. It's on the big TV, and they're playing it on the big TV with a controller. And then he's like, oh, you want to take it on the go? Bam! They pulled it out, and it was right there on the screen.
Yep.
And it wasn't like, edited footage on
nope.
No, they brought the camera over and showed it on the handheld right where you left off.
It's really cool.
It's real. It's really real. Like, it's still having I'm still having a hard time not now that I've seen it, but like at first when they debuted the commercial, it's like, okay, I get that this is a thing that's coming, and but now seeing it for real, it's like, wow, no,
this is the really real world.
This is really happening. So now my excitement meter is very, very high.
Yeah. Did you notice it answered a question we had last week about Breath of the Wild?
Which was
green suited Link.
Was he in there? I was blue.
Yeah.
He was blue, man.
No, he was in green.
I don't think so. He was in blue, man.
Well, you have to go back and watch the
I think we do. They haven't seen... No, man, I'm telling you, I have not seen any green Link yet.
And apparently Link is just a murderer now because those people chilling out in the tree weren't doing anything wrong, and he just opened fire on them.
They were Ganon's minions. They had it coming.
Just because they were Ganon's minions. They could have been like Ganon's janitors.
Look.
They could have been the Finn of
Not
Ganon's.
Everybody on the Death Star was blowing up Alderaan, but look, the rebels got to do their job here. So, Link's trying to save Hyrule. There's going to be collateral damage. It happens.
Rebels, you mean terrorists? Vote Duty Tarkin 2020.
Hey, look, man. Different perspective when you're an adult. Funny how that works out. No, so that's very exciting. Looks very cool. And... It's coming. It's coming. It's real. And I will be giddy as a schoolgirl. So,
as you will be. I think I'm on board for getting one at launch. How many? Because I haven't really paid attention to past couple systems. How many games does Nintendo typically have available
No clue.
for launch? It's not the old Nintendo Entertainment System days where there were like a dozen games available at launch.
It depends entirely on third parties, and I don't know how they're gonna. I don't know what their situation is.
Do you?
Yeah.
Gut check moment of truth here.
Oh, okay.
Do you honestly expect Breath of the Wild will be available on launch day?
Well, here's the thing.
Real talk.
No other game. Yeah, right. No other games have been announced for it yet for the Switch formally.
Right.
So they've been showing nothing but Breath of the Wild at this point. So if it doesn't make launch, that's gonna suck. But at the same time, this is Zelda we're talking about, and Zelda is known, on top of being known as one of the greatest game franchises of them all, it's also known for being delayed a lot. So nothing would surprise me at this point.
Regardless of what they say, you get 2 Zelda games per Nintendo system. One at the beginning of the system's life and one at the end of the system's life.
If you're lucky, you get 2. If you are lucky, you get 2. If you get 1, count your blessings. Be thankful. Move on.
Is it the same team that does them every time?
For the main Nintendo systems, yes. The portables, no. They usually farm those out to different development teams. But for the core console ones, yes, it is. I can never say his name, but it's the same guy that's been on board with Zelda since Ocarina of Time. So,
alrighty.
Yeah. Excitement.
Yay.
Yeah. There you go.
All right.
That's all our video game news, right?
Yes.
Let us move on.
All right, so we got some trailers this week, Drew.
Yes, we did.
We got 3 trailers.
3.
We got 2 from Marvel and 1 non-Marvel that has been a pleasant surprise of a series.
Yeah. Do you want to start with the non-Marvel?
Yeah, we'll start with the non-Marvel.
Okay.
Okay, so I have thoughts when it comes to remakes of older films.
Yeah.
My theory is that you remake something that was bad.
Okay.
You don't remake something that was good. Example, Ocean's 11, original one. Not that great a film. Just kind of a commercial excuse to get the Rat Pack on film and let them do their thing. Ocean's 11 remake. Good movie. Fun heist film.
George Clooney.
Well-made. Clooney. Movies that were good. RoboCop.
Yes.
Does RoboCop need to be remade?
No.
We said everything we need to say with the original, and
it was on
well
this week.
said.
It was on this week. I couldn't turn it off.
Of course it was on this week. But yeah, RoboCop, or another example, Total Recall.
Another Paul Verhoeven movie. Look at that.
Both remakes.
Forgettable and a detriment to the franchise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This one, however, has been a pleasant surprise in the realm of remakes. I'm talking about the current Planet of the Apes series that's going on.
Yeah. Disclosure. I, as a kid, loved the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah?
Yeah. One of my favorite franchises as a kid. Don't know why. Loved it to death.
I knew it was a thing. I never really watched it. It was always kind of on Sunday afternoon on television.
I think it still is, actually.
Like Channel 2 or something.
Sure. Fun. I don't know why, man. I just loved the concept. I think as a kid, I liked all kinds of sci-fi, so I think that's just one of those things. But I was way into it. So the first movie's a classic. The sequel had some teeth to it. They nuke the Earth. They kill Chuck Heston. Like it, it's pretty intense. Thanks, Ralph. The third one was like Star Trek 4 before Star Trek 4. The apes go to like Manhattan, and it's it's happening in the 70s.
Oh, double dumbass on you!
Kind of like that. And then the sequel after that, it gets a little dicey, but they were still they completed a saga, if you will, with those movies. They kind of went full circle in a way.
Yeah,
like they started at one point, they went back in time, and they got you caught up again in a way. So it was kind of neat. But these new ones, man.
I
had no expectation for these at all. I thought they were going to be bad based on that first one.
The first one,
Dawn,
Rise.
Dawn, first one. Rise. Dawn was the first one, right?
No, you know what? I think it was Rise because my one sticking point with them was that the titles were always
Rise. Was that what we were in Rise of Cobra, Rise of Silver Surfer mode?
Yeah, Dawn should have been the title of the first one. Then Rise should have been the second one.
What happens first, the Rise of the Dawn? I don't know. It's arbitrary.
There you go.
But in any case, that first one, I was like, I had no, to be really honest, I had no desire to see it.
Yeah,
James Franco, whatever.
When he wants to be good, he is.
Yes.
When he wants to just have fun, he's kind of, you go have fun over
But
there.
that was a good movie.
That was a great movie.
Right?
It took it so far back. It was like proto Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, it's prequel and reboot in one, kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of.
But yeah, it was fantastic. But the second one,
Yeah, the sequel was amazeballs, dude.
I heard, like, when that film came out, I heard immediate comparisons to Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, a little bit.
Having seen it, yep.
Yeah, a little bit. It's a natural progression of the story, but it's also like a much darker chapter of the story.
Yeah.
And don't ask me how, but they get amazing performances out of CGI apes.
CG characters, first
That
off,
movie has some strong CG characters.
First off, you have Andy Serkis involved with it.
Dude's he's
a master
Yeah.
of the CG character. And just strong storytelling,
yeah.
coherent story with the previous film.
Yep.
Advancing the story, just well done on so many levels.
Yeah.
Now we have the trailer for War for the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. Looks good, dude. Looks pretty good.
We got Wood.
We got Wood. Woody Harrelson. Oh man.
Going back to Natural Born Killers, Woody Harrelson shaving the head, looking all cut.
Yeah. Woody Harrelson's one of those actors, dude, that's like, you don't necessarily, he's not going to, like, you know, be at the top of your list of, like, dudes you're paying to see necessarily.
He's not a first round draft pick.
No, but
he's
you know what?
Really strong second rounder.
Anytime I see his name pop up in something, I'm like, that's probably pretty good. He's good.
He picks good stuff.
Did you see True Detective, for instance?
I did not.
Dude, True Detective was legit.
and
he's in it, and he's great. He's fantastic in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's like an American colonel who's like declaring war on the apes and all that. Hence the title of the movie. Yeah, it looks strong, man. And if they get that emotional connection like they did in the second movie, carried over into this more action-heavy third movie,
I already think they will, because like even that quick scene where like Harrelson's holding a gun to Caesar's head,
Yeah.
Caesar like pushes his head up against the gun.
It's
Like,
weird.
Do
because
something, Boston bartender.
It's so strange, man, because like this is a franchise that I loved as a kid, and I really don't have a super as much as I loved it, I don't have like a super emotional connection to it like I would say Marvel or Star Wars now.
Yeah.
So if it's good or bad, I'm not as like, it doesn't affect me as much as as those other franchises.
They're playing with house money at this point.
I guess it's one of those franchises where like if it's good, awesome. I'm happy this exists. If it's
good,
bad, I
stop.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Have your 3 and be happy.
If it's bad, I'm not going to be super bummed about it.
Yeah.
I guess. It's just cool though. If you guys haven't seen the new Apes flicks, check them out. They're actually really good.
Very good. Brings us to 2 offerings from Marvel. Those lovely, lovely people over at Marvel. The first one that came out. Hookah chaka, hookah, hookah, hookah.
Did they have the song on the trailer this time? No, a new song.
They did not. Yeah, new song.
Yeah. Guardians 2, man. Guardians Volume 2.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And let's just get right to it, because what everybody's going to talk about.
Yeah.
I am Groot.
Baby Groot.
Baby Groot!
Yeah, I like Baby Groot. I hope it doesn't get old quickly, though.
You know what? I don't think it will.
I saw some mixed reaction to this trailer. I loved it.
Yeah, I loved it too.
But I think people wanted to be wowed like they were for the first trailer for the first movie.
It's going to be tough because you know who these characters are.
Yes, correct.
So there's not going to be that, new first date fuzzy feelings.
You know what I loved about this trailer?
What's that?
Batista.
Yes.
We get a lot more Batista, and he's hilarious.
Screw you, spaceship.
And then he gets a big moment at the end of the trailer too.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Do me.
Yeah, dude, it looks fun.
I'm Marvel. Shut up. Take my money.
You know what I didn't like about it?
What's that?
We didn't get any Kurt Russell in the trailer.
They're saving that sweet, sweet Russell.
When that mustache shows up on screen, sir, I will mark out. Nah, man, Guardians 2 looks like it's going to be a great time.
Yeah, definitely excited for it.
It looks like, a lot of what we already know of Guardians, but it looks like the scale is...
We get more.
Yeah. It's like, you see that space battle that was going on in the background? Oh, my God, dude. It looks epic.
The dogs are excited about it.
Yeah, of course they are. That or Alan's here, but whichever.
Okay.
So, yeah, Guardians 2, bring it.
Yes, definitely. That is June? That's their...
May or June?
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's... going to be their May offering.
Okay.
They always have the first weekend of May.
Yeah.
And then their July offering is our next film that we got a trailer to today.
Yes, it is.
Spider-Man Homecoming.
Now, I told you this morning, or someone did in our little show chat, and I'm very excited for this movie.
Okay, why so?
It just looks fun. It looks like Spider-Man. The Spider-Man we were promised and was never delivered. This is the one. This is the Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield, kinda, but he was a jerk Peter Parker, which I didn't like. He was the cool kid skateboarder Peter Parker, which I did not care for, but he was fun, quippy Spider-Man, although almost a little too fun quippy because he was kind of like a jerk about it with that one guy when he stuck him to the wall and he was all cocky and the guy was kind of like scared of him and it was a little weird, a little awkward. Spider-Man, you're not that dark, Spidey. Come on, man. But Tom Holland, dude, is freaking great. He's so fantastic. I love him. He is Spider-Man. He's so perfect. I love it. And he's got great chemistry with Robert Downey. And some people are a little on Robert Downey still showing up in these movies, but dude, then you see the scenes with him, and it's like this is where this works. This all works. And it's got Michael Keaton in it.
Oh, Keaton,
dude, I'm in. Vulture looks awesome. Oh, come on, man. Would you rather have wrinkly old Michael Keaton flying around with feathers? No, dude.
No, not feathers, but
whatever. This looks
pretty
they made dope.
More than one of Falcon's wings.
Look,
I'll get to you. Finish your thoughts.
Okay.
I'll get to my thoughts.
There's a reason why he's called the Vulture in this movie, which I'll tell you about in a minute. But it just looks fun. It looks super, super fun, and Spider-Man looks great. I love the costume. I love the eyes. I love it all, man. I'm more amped up for this than I was in any of the Andrew Garfield movies. This looks like Spider-Man. This looks like Spider-Man.
Okay. Right.
You don't like it, though.
No, see, there's a thing. You're immediately jumping to the assumption that I don't like it, which is not the case.
Okay.
As we've discussed,
yeah.
Spider-Man is my favorite character.
Yeah.
It's the character I cherish the most.
Okay.
I had to read only one comic series character for the rest of my life. It's going to be Spider-Man. Sorry, Matt. Love you. Doing a show about you.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's my guy.
Okay.
As we've discussed in some of our early episodes, Marvel has a firm credit line established.
Yes.
I did not have the wow, shut up and take my money reaction to this that I had to Guardians. Here's why.
Wow. I like this more than the Guardians trailer, to be honest.
Listen, I let you give your... We've had 5 Spider-Man movies prior to this one.
Yeah.
We've had 2 good ones, 1 decent one, 2 crap.
Okay.
I like the first Amazing Spider-Man. I'd say that's a decent one.
Okay.
And it's got the best Stan Lee cameo of any Marvel film.
Wow. Okay.
In the library when he's fighting the lizard and Stan's got the headphones up. Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's good. I like the one in Age of Ultron a lot too, but go on.
Which one was that again? He's the veteran.
Yeah, the drunk veteran. That's a good stuff.
We might have to do a show where we
rank those. I'm on board with this.
Okay. I saw a lot of familiar things in this that we've seen in other Spider-Man films. The quippy banter with the robbers. I've seen it before.
But it's better in this one.
Dude, let me...
Okay.
I let you.
Okay. Okay. Go.
I've seen it before. The scene where he's holding together a boat with webbing.
Yeah.
Arms stretched out.
Yeah.
replace boat with train.
Sure.
in Spider-Man.
Okay.
So
Okay.
again, seen it before.
Okay, I feel you.
Battle damaged Spider-Man without his mask on.
Did we see that in this
It
trailer?
was very brief.
Okay.
It was very quick.
All right, I missed
Seen it
that.
before. Again, this is not the Spider-Man that I was hoping for, but it's still a good Spider-Man. I'm confident this film will be good. It's Marvel. Like I said, firm credit line established. I like the costume. I like Tom Holland. Again, I'm not personally I'm not crazy about him perpetually stuck in high school.
He won't be, though.
So again, I'm not saying it's going to be bad.
So you're saying you are whelmed.
Yes.
Not overwhelmed,
Yes.
but whelmed.
I'm whelmed.
Okay. Well, I say
You have to, because you're the same way with like Cap and Daredevil, where those are cherished characters.
they are, but
those characters are held to a higher standard than other stuff.
and Marvel hasn't let me down with those.
Yeah.
Here, man, I don't know. I think you're looking at this all wrong. You're going to get your college age, eventually adult Spider-Man. That's why they cast him so young, so that he can grow into these movies. You're going to see the journey for reals.
I've seen the journey.
Nah, you didn't see the
in
journey.
the other films.
Yeah, but they did it poorly. This is Marvel. They got their baby back.
I know. Again, I don't know how many times I got to say it.
Trust it. Just trust it.
I am trusting it,
'Kay.
but I'm not seeing anything that's getting me super excited yet.
It's got Keaton, man.
I know it's got Keaton. I love that it's got Keaton, but I am not the biggest Vulture fan.
But this is
I get that this is our current superhero formula. You do your first movie with a lesser villain, and then you bring in the bigger villain for the second movie. I
okay.
get that.
Okay. It's got the Shocker too.
I know it's got the Shocker. Shocker's a poor man's Electro.
Right, but that's why I like jobber villains. This is why it's fun.
Okay, again, you're trying to convince me to like something that I already like. I'm just not as excited about it as you are.
All right, man.
But again, it's just a first trailer.
Okay.
I'm sure they're going to show something that's going to get me excited. I'm sure I'm going to like the film. I'm just saying, currently, right now,
Yeah.
because of my love affair with this character,
Yeah.
I'm not seeing anything here that I haven't seen in all the previous Spider-Man films.
All right. Fair enough, I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
There you go.
Okay.
So,
Closing the case file.
case files closed.
Now, we get to episode discussion.
Yes.
And I
Luke
say
Cage.
episode discussion, listener, because we're going to change it up a little bit. I've noticed in our past couple episodes, we're just kind of rehashing the episode scene by scene, and that's not what you're coming to us for. You can watch the episode and see that for yourself. You come to us for specific insight.
We drop some knowledge on you, though.
We do drop some knowledge. We're not going to so much rehash the episodes, just discuss the episode.
Okay.
Because I think this is a good episode to make that switch on.
Sure.
Because this is a pivot point
Yeah.
for the season in this episode.
It
so
is.
let's talk about it. We're still going to rustle them papers.
Can I still? I was going to say, can
We're
I still
gonna
rustle?
We take notes. We rustle the papers. We do the Marvel logo thing. We do it all here.
Marvel.
All right. So this is episode 7, Manifest.
Okay.
So let's
So I can't go through my notes, but okay.
up to this point in the series, we've established Cottonmouth is our primary villain.
Yes, he is.
Luke Cage is our hero.
Yeah.
Yada yada yada.
Mariah's kind of on the outskirt. Well, no, she's
Mariah goes through. Rewatching the series a second time, I think the character's path, the character's evolution that I've enjoyed the most has been Mariah's.
okay.
Paying more attention to it this time around, because I think she is the character who goes through the most change throughout the season,
I'd agree. I would agree.
and this is definitely her turning point episode.
Yes. This episode is a huge turning point for. Basically, it changes the whole tone, the tone of the show, and all the characters kind of get about faced in this episode.
Yeah, I like the opening where Luke busts up the gun deal
Yeah.
Because we're at a point now where Luke's reputation is preceding him.
Yep.
The other guys run away, and Zip just like kind of hustles along home.
Yeah.
After
the gun deal goes south.
Yeah.
So Cottonmouth is kind of in a position in this episode, though, of weakness.
Yeah.
So,
which has been building throughout the past couple of episodes.
But he somehow he starts in a position of weakness, but then he actually gets a position of strength later on, but it doesn't work out for him necessarily.
No.
But his whole deal with Diamondback. So he knows he can't ask Diamondback for help because if he does, he's basically done.
Yeah, he's surrendering Harlem.
But he does anyway.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. He didn't need to. Right? He didn't even have to do that. Because once Shades gave him the skinny on Luke Cage, as we see in this episode, he turns it on Luke Cage.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, let's just cut right to the heart of the matter. The decision that the storytellers made in this episode that I don't think we generally agree with was the decision to kill Diamondback.
Spoilers. Cottonmouth, you mean?
Cottonmouth.
Yes. Totally agree, man. I feel like the whole... Spoilers, guys. The Cottonmouth dies in this episode. And...
because we've been talking about the past couple episodes what they've been building between Diamondback and Luke, or Cottonmouth and Luke.
Yes,
throughout the 5-6 episodes leading up to this one, and they've been building it so great.
And we get that confrontation in this episode, and it's kind of I don't want to say it's underwhelming, but Cottonmouth wins in a way.
Yeah, Cottonmouth has the information, has Luke's past. So you're going to work for me, or
I'm going to tell the media and everyone else that your name is Carl Lucas and you're going back to prison. Done.
Yeah.
So, checkmate. Luke had no answer for that at all.
Yeah, he just literally turns around, walks away, leaves.
Yep. And Cottonmouth did his little awesome laugh that he does because he knows that he won.
Yeah.
So, I guess, that's not a conclusion, though. But that is a wrinkle to their... that adversarial relationship that they could have kept rolling with.
Yeah.
But they don't.
We see...
But they don't.
Yeah, there was a culmination of a shift from Cottonmouth to Mariah as the lead villain. Which,
yeah. I feel like... in hindsight, I guess you could see it coming, because like you said, Mariah's journey is the most complete in this series. But I still feel like Cottonmouth got shortchanged.
Yeah, I think not only the character got shortchanged, but we as the viewers got shortchanged because we never had that resolution between Cottonmouth and Luke.
Not really. I mean, we did and we didn't. Like I just said, Cottonmouth kind of won. But wouldn't you like to, okay, so Cottonmouth, finger quotes, wins. Wouldn't you like to see the rest of the series be dedicated to how is Luke going to overcome this?
Yeah.
How is he going to figure out a way to beat Cottonmouth?
One problem I had with this was in the beginning of the episode, Cottonmouth's getting out of jail.
Right.
And we get a nice little callback to Daredevil because Cottonmouth's lawyer is Wilson Fisk's lawyer.
Right.
I know that you kind of need Scarf to corroborate the Notebook, but...
They drop it quick.
Yeah, it's like the Notebook in and of itself is still researchable evidence.
Yeah.
It can point you in the direction, and through police work, you can find that these things are true.
Yeah.
For something that was became so immediately important in the last episode, became immediately unimportant in this episode.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's one of the criticisms I can level at these Marvel shows a little bit. It adds to the padded critique. So we spent that whole episode dealing with the Notebook. Now it's gone.
Yeah.
So what was the point besides to pad yourself out for an episode? We need 12 episodes. Quick. What do we do?
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate. So. Yeah, that gets thrown under the bus, under the rug, I should say. But like you said, while that kind of falls away and Cottonmouth again comes away scot-free, Mariah is kind of falling apart.
Yeah.
So her journey is
like
still ongoing.
What she was holding on to, and I like the flashbacks we get in this episode that give us background to Mariah's and Cottonmouth's upraising by Mama Mabel.
This is my favorite episode. Can I put the? I don't think I should have put that out there. This is my favorite episode of the series.
It's a good episode.
I think it's a huge missed opportunity in a way because Cottonmouth gets so much depth in this episode.
So much, because you see that he never had a chance to be a good person.
Nope, and he wanted to be. He could have been.
Like, even right up to the point where he shoots his uncle.
Yeah. And then later on, he tells Mariah as much. Like, not so much that he didn't want it, but in a way he didn't.
In a lot of ways, you see that Mariah's and Cottonmouth's journey from the flashbacks to where we find them in present day in this episode is kind of juxtaposed. Cottonmouth started out as essentially a good person.
Right.
Who just wanted to do his music, didn't want to have anything to do with family business, air quotes.
Yep.
Stuff like that. Mariah, she wasn't all that. Like, Mama Mabel was putting the emphasis on her as far as like studies and things like that go.
Yeah, but she wasn't the innocent one, though.
She was not innocent. She was all about killing the uncle.
Yeah.
Obviously, we learned later in the episode
it
was because like he was probably raping her.
It was implied for sure, but she was also did she even bat an eye? Was she in the room when dude got his finger cut off?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Was there another part though where she did something? I don't know. There was another scene where she was kind of like okay with what Mama Mabel was doing
when Cottonmouth shot his uncle.
Yeah,
like she came out
but she's
and told
justified in
Cottonmouth
that
to do it. Yeah.
I mean, before that, why do I think there was another scene where? Yeah, maybe. I don't think I have who was where in my notes, but in any case, you're right though. Like, he was innocent, she was kind of not. And then flash forward, like in the first episode of the show, it's kind of implied that she's innocent and he is not.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
role reversal.
Yeah, and I like, and again, like we mentioned, that innocence piece by piece gets stripped away from Mariah. And in this episode, it's kind of that final piece is taken away. Her position as a politician, she's forced by her party to resign because of what's happening with Cottonmouth.
Right.
Public perception, yada, yada, yada. She's starting to get a lot of what Shades has been giving to Cottonmouth about Luke Cage, about her position as a politician. Her party's telling her to resign. Her adversary shows up at her house and says, okay, just step aside. I'll take care of these things. And maybe you can make a comeback, things like that. So she's starting to get a lot of that too. And on top of that, we have a moment in this episode where before she kills Cottonmouth.
Spoilers. Mariah kills him.
Yeah. She tells Cottonmouth again to leave, sell the club, get out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's those last little pieces of this identity that it appears that she's worked very hard. Because clearly there are some deep psychological scars from her upbringing with Mom. Mabel.
Absolutely.
If you're yelling at a picture of someone, there's some unresolved stuff there.
Well, as we see, Mama Mabel is not to be trifled with.
She is ruthless.
Ruthless. Cuts that dude's finger off for dealing drugs. Because she don't play drugs.
Nope.
She's like Don Corleone like that. But I guess it's such a good episode because all the characters, so much stuff comes to light.
Yeah.
And I guess, from a writer's perspective, if I'm the writer of the show, Cottonmouth's loop has kind of closed, so I guess I get the justification. And in killing him, it does give Mariah's... It takes Mariah down that, not obvious, but her logical path. But, again...
It's closed, but we don't get the satisfaction of the climax.
Right, with Luke.
With Luke.
Yeah. And, unfortunately, this also introduces us, at the very end of the episode, we take that left turn to a new character... Diamondback.
Yeah.
We see him for the first time, and he's been mentioned, but now we actually get to see him.
Yeah.
And we're 7 episodes in, and this is what I call the Final Fantasy IX syndrome. And I hate this. I hate this in any media. It's when you've been building a story with a protagonist and an antagonist, and you're building and building and building to that confrontation, and then in the last act, you take a left turn and no, forget about that conflict. Here's this other. Here's the real final boss.
Yeah,
I hate that.
Would you have been better if they still killed Cottonmouth and then Mariah just became the main villain?
See,
the rest
that
of the
would have
season,
made more
and then
sense.
They just saved Diamondback for next season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now we're getting ahead of ourselves because we still have 5 episodes to go talking about Diamondback and all this.
Yeah, this is the beginning where the pacing gets wonky.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the episode, Luke gets shot with the Judas bullet, and then we're on this whole like subplot of trying to heal
Yes.
Luke Cage for, I think it's like 3 episodes.
Yeah, and we get a lot
And
of
it
background on
really
Luke, though.
slows down the story.
It does. We get some childhood stuff, and we'll get to all that. And that's all good stuff. It does, and it helps set up. It's more flashbacky stuff, and it sets up our confrontation with Luke and Diamondback. But I don't think it's nearly as strong, despite the closer ties between the characters. I don't think it's as strong as this buildup we've got between Cottonmouth and Luke. So,
yeah, and I think this episode also shows us who the smartest antagonist is in this whole show. Shades.
Can we talk about Shades? I find him kind of annoying.
Why do you find him annoying? I
don't
like
know.
the character. I like the performance.
He just seems to be a little too omnipotent.
Well, he's Diamondback's right-hand man. He's essentially, speaking for Diamondback on both occasions. But we see in this episode he takes some personal initiative because he kind of sees how the lay of the land could possibly fall out.
Yeah, so why does he... I mean, I guess he doesn't like the way things are going with Cottonmouth, and I get that. But, like, his whole, appeal to Mariah seems a little forced. I get it, but it's a little forced. It's a little convenient.
I don't think it's necessarily forced. Maybe a little rushed.
Okay.
Maybe they could have started it an episode or 2 ago.
Yeah.
But we get a whole, turn in this one episode. So, yeah, I could see, again, I don't think necessarily forced, but definitely rushed.
Okay.
Another question I have, Misty.
Yeah.
Why is Misty in so much damn trouble with the police?
Because they don't trust her because she was Scarf's partner.
I get that there's a lack of trust there, but they're saying her career's on line if she doesn't get XYZ done. She just brought in Cottonmouth.
And they can't do anything with them, so I guess that reflects badly on her. I don't know.
I didn't get that whole, I get that she's kind of defeated in a sense because Cottonmouth's been released. But the fact that the new captain or inspector or whatnot is telling her that her career is on the line if she doesn't, it just didn't seem to make a lot of sense.
Maybe there's some background on Misty that we don't know, but I agree with you. It seems
Possibly.
a little like that escalated quickly, kind of.
Yeah.
But I think again though, Scarf being dirty and her being oblivious to it, reflects very poorly on her.
What did you think of Luke's eagerness to run? After Cottonmouth kind of lays down what he has on him. Because it seemed like it kind of, I don't want to say betrayed the character development they'd done for the character up to this point, but it just seemed slightly out of character.
I would kind of disagree.
Okay.
Because he's been talking about leaving all along.
Yeah.
Once his business is done with Cottonmouth. Well, it's done. He has no recourse here.
Yeah.
And ultimately, all he really wants is to be left alone and to be free.
Yeah. But we still have Claire.
If he hangs around in New York City, gets in people's business, he is at risk. So I get it. I don't think it's out of character. I think he wants to do right.
Yeah.
But he knows that he's kind of screwed here.
Yeah, and we still have Claire kind of pulling him towards the hero's path.
Yeah.
A lot of throwbacks and mentions to Daredevil in this episode.
I certainly appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. We do here at The Devil's Due. Her mentioning look at what's going on in Hell's Kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of the episode, we have mention of a lawyer friend that she can call. I was very disappointed, spoilers, that there was never a Matt cameo.
Would have been nice
throughout this series. I think it would have fit. Not necessarily a Daredevil cameo, but more a Matt cameo.
I'm okay with it, though.
Yeah, I mean,
We get Claire. She gets to drop some
Claire's
hints.
good. Did you see the quick offshoot, the new photos that came out from Iron Fist
with
weekend?
Misty and Matt? Or who was it? It's Matt and Jessica. Yeah, I saw those.
Those are the photos from Defenders.
Oh.
There were some photos that came out from Iron Fist.
Oh, yeah. It's a
Photo
blonde
with Claire.
blonde guy. And yeah.
You're not excited about Iron Fist?
Show me the costume, then we'll talk.
Okay.
Show me Fat Cobra, then we'll talk. So, yeah. See, the thing is, the flashback stuff and the Cottonmouth stuff in this episode is so
really
strong,
good.
and this is why it's my favorite episode, because it just sheds so much light on the character and his upbringing, and it's really tragic and it's really well done. And if anything, I have to knock this episode down a couple points. I love this episode, but I upon rewatching it, it ends in the completely wrong spot.
Where would you have liked seen it end?
Should have ended as soon as he shot Pistol Pete. Everything else should have happened later.
As soon as Cottonmouth shot his uncle?
Yep. That whole flashback when he kills the uncle and his like you get that that background.
I can see that.
Oh, actually, you know what? Hang on. I take that back because I know I just remember what happens immediately after that. He kills Pistol Pete, his uncle, and then you get the scene with Mariah coming in, and then you get his death scene.
Yeah.
And he knocked out the window. If I'm a director, as soon as he hits the floor, end of episode. Cut.
Maybe not as soon as he hits the floor. Maybe as soon as you establish that he is dead.
Sure.
Then you kind of have that shocked moment like, holy crap.
After she kills him, maybe?
Yeah.
What I didn't need was everything after that. Shades and Luke's, like, it goes on for like 15 more minutes, and I'm like, dude, you just hit your climax.
No, that's a good point. That's the emotional climax of the episode, and there's still a good 15, 20 minutes left in the episode.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point.
It bothered me watching it again, because I really do like this. Dude, this episode is strong.
Yeah.
All that stuff with the flashbacks is strong.
I like how each flashback was introduced and exited with Cottonmouth playing the electric piano.
Yeah.
I think that was a really cool, nice little thing.
But this is, like you said, this is the ultimate pivot point of the show.
Yeah. And we run the rest of the episodes, while not bad, we do have some pacing issues.
We're going to get into some, big time pacing issues. Yeah. But that's coming up. We're going to talk about all that. It is kind of bittersweet, though.
Yeah.
I got to tell you. So
we're at this point now, 7 episodes in.
Yes.
This is your favorite episode.
Yes.
My favorite episode is still the Pop's funeral episode.
Okay.
A couple episodes.
Again, that's also good.
Yeah. Cool. You got anything else on this episode?
Just that it's my fave, and I wish it didn't end the way it did. I wish the show kind of would have stuck with what it was doing. But, what are you going to do?
Yeah. All righty. Listeners, please let us know. We tried something a little new here today. Let us know what you think.
Go back to scene by scene. Okay.
We know what your vote is.
No.
If you would like to let us know what you think, if you'd like to ask us any questions, if you would like to send any hate mail or love letters.
We encourage hate mail.
You can reach us at the following. On Twitter, you can follow us at Devils Do Pod. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/devilsdopod. You can email us at thedevilsdopod@gmail.com. And you can find all this information on our website, thedevilsdopodcast.com.
Stitcher is
yeah, how's that going?
not well, man. What?
New stuff is not coming alive.
No, they're really bad. I'm very peeved about this. So I'm looking into something else for us to possibly grow the reach of the show. Might cost us a little money, but we'll talk about it. Not a lot of money.
Our ad budget is $10 a week.
This might be like $12 a month, but it might put us on a lot more outlets. So
okay.
Let's just think about it. So anyway, we'll talk about that later.
All right, folks. Again, thank you so much for joining us. As always, please share new episode postings, retweet them. Please give us reviews on iTunes.
Reviews help big time.
Reviews help grow our show. But again, thank you for joining us. Court is adjourned.